this video today, we are going to start to introduce you to some core stabilization exercises. We're also going to continue to focus on core engagement. If you haven't already done so, please go back. It was one of the first videos I shot entitled Core Engagement. Please go back and watch that because we're going to be going rapid fire through some of that stuff today, and there's a little bit more detail in the other video. So what we're going to do, all we need is a floor and our body for this exercise. We're going to go over 4 different exercises. The first one we're going to do, and this is after we've worked on the core engagement exercises, a quick recap. Some of the core engagement exercises are first and foremost the breathing, the transabdominis engagement exercise, and the knee pulls, as well as the hip twisters, okay? What we're going to do today is actually go over firing the core. So a little self-assessment that you can do first, because you'll get a little bit more, a better understanding of what's happening within the exercise itself, is laying on your back like this if you need to. Remember, I told you, if your head is like this, or your head's like this, or it doesn't want to go all the way down to the ground, you always want to have that head supported to keep some of the tension off of the neck. So what we're going to do here first, and this is kind of a self-assessment, laying on your back with your knees bent, feet about shoulder width apart, push your butt up as high as you can. Kind of think about it for a second. Where am I feeling this? Am I feeling this in my knees? Am I feeling this in my lower back? Am I feeling it in my hamstrings? Okay. So you know, there's 2 places you should kind of focus on and feel that exercise as far as a bridge. Should be in your thighs, okay, as well as your glutes, all right? Your hamstrings should be helping out a little bit, but you should not be getting cramps. If you get a cramp while you're doing this, please go back and review that exercise, the first video I talked about with core engagement. So after we've done the core engagement exercises and we're right here, and you bridge, if you feel that in the small of your back or across the top of your pelvis or something like that, then what I want you to do is put those fingers back here in the front of your pelvis, okay, flex up that transabdominis, bring your toes up like this, and slowly push your butt up as high as you can. As you do that, you will definitely notice there's a huge increase in how much you feel it in your thighs, and more importantly, how much you feel it in your glutes. Like right now, I feel nothing, feel it all just in my glutes itself. So after we get that, to kick this exercise up another notch, we're gonna add a little bit of superior pressure to the spine. So we're gonna tighten up those lower abdominals, push against some sort of a structure in front of you. It can be a wall. In my case, it tends to be a couch. You do not have to push hard, but now you're gonna take, keeping those toes up, push that butt up as high as you can, hold that for a second, slowly let it back down. I'm gonna have you do this exercise 10 to 15 times. Again, hands up above you, slowly push against something, tighten up those lower abdominals, okay, and push that butt up as high as you can. Hold it for a second or 2, and then let it back down, okay? Go ahead and 2 to 3 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions, especially if you haven't done something for a while, you will definitely feel it in your glutes. Keeping into this, now we're gonna start to focus on the core a little bit, okay? I am not a fan of crunches. Number one, I think crunches are horrible. Your core is more of a reactor, and you've probably heard me say this in videos. Your core is a reactor, not a contractor. When was the last time you ever saw somebody take and move a soccer ball successfully down a field with their stomach? It just doesn't happen. Your core reacts to what your arms and legs are doing. So what we're gonna do right here is we're gonna do an exercise which is called an ab press. We're gonna bring up both knees like this so that we can feel the small of the back come down into the ground. Both hands are gonna go on top of your thighs, as such. You're gonna keep your knees there, smashing that lower back down into the ground the whole time, and we're gonna do it today just for 10 seconds. You're gonna push against those legs, smashing that lower back down. The harder you push with your hands and the harder you push with your legs, and the more you push that lower back down, the more intense you will make the exercise. You don't want your feet down here like this. Keep your feet up, your heels either slightly above or even with your knees at a bare minimum. So you're gonna push on that for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax, okay? You'll really feel that start to kick into your abdominals, and it's actually, it's not necessarily a bad exercise. Some people with lower back issues might have some discomfort with it, but and if you have disc issues, I wouldn't do it. But the next exercise we're gonna get into is a great exercise. Again, we're gonna use something above us to create some superior pressure to the spine. It also helps you keep that lower back down. We're gonna go nice and easy at first. Again, we're gonna push into that. We're gonna engage those lower abdominals, keep them tight, and all I want you to do is drop your heels down one at a time towards the floor. If you feel anything in your lower back, stop immediately. If you want to take, if you can really feel it in your abs, but you want to make it a little bit more intense, the next thing I want you to do is go and kick that leg out all the way, the whole time smashing that back down. Bring it right back up and switch. Good. So there's 3 basically beginner level exercises. The last one is a little bit more intermediate abdominal exercises that will crush your core, but also work on core engagement. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay safe, and more importantly, stay healthy.